What fish is the best to eat and what is the worst? Why is it good to include fish in our diet, and how many times a week should we go for it? Today, I'll explain all of these, and I will show you what are the factors you need to take into consideration when you decide if the fish you want is good or not. Stay tuned, coming right up. I am Mihai Dumitrescu, IPT Skill Enhancement Trainer, Pro Basketball Coach, and NCSF Certified Sports Nutrition Specialist, and I welcome you to our Advanced Nutrition section. We always hear that fish is one of the best foods we should include in our menus. Most of this advice is due to the omega-3 fatty acids abundance, which is not found in any other food, as I explained in a previous video that I made on this matter. Our brain cells, nervous system, retina, and all cell membranes are primarily built from DHA, the long-chain fatty acid in omega-3. Equally useful is the EPA, which is the other component of omega-3s and is in charge of regulating the body's inflammatory response. When you decide what fish to choose, you'll need to take into consideration first and foremost the level of toxicity to fish was exposed, and especially the mercury content. Also, you may want to look if the fish is wild or farmed, as the farmed one is fed unnaturally, and is stuffed with antibiotics, which will create an unbalance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, that will lead to an inflammatory food, with zero benefits for the human health. Bigger fishes, which are predators, will live longer and will eat small fishes that will make them attract more and more mercury into their system, and that is why we'll place them in the worst categories, that are better to be avoided, or at least, to be consumed only once in a while. I want to mention that on the list I'll present, you'll see only wild fish. As for the farm-raised, like tilapia, for example, we strongly advise to avoid with any costs. The last place on our worst list will be the Mexico tilefish, which has the biggest mercury content of all fishes. On number 9 I've put the swordfish, which is usually big, and live longer, while he feeds with a lot of smaller fishes. The next one will be the shark, which is in the same place as the swordfish in terms of mercury content. So, it is not a good choice for your menu. On place number 7 is the king mackerel, not to be confused with the Atlantic mackerel, which is much smaller, and it is in fact, one of our top choices, as you'll see. It is very important to understand that big fish which eat other fish and live for a longer time, will be much more toxic for humans. In conclusion, size matters in this case. Getting back, our list goes on with the most common and favorite fish, the tuna. There are many kinds of tuna, some with lower and some with bigger mercury contents, but there is none with acceptable values. If you want to choose tuna for your meals, do it once in a while, like once a month, or even rarely. Now, we'll get into the top 5 good fish to eat to aim for a healthier body. As they are abundant in omega-3s, and low in mercury, as a primary factor on the top, you should include them in your diet, at least every 3rd day. The more often the better. Just keep in mind that if you don't have access to quality fish, you should supplement with high-quality fish oil daily. In the 5th place is the freshwater trout, with low mercury content, and good omega-3 content. The herring will be our next pick, and the way you eat it, smoked or pickled, is not important. The omega-3's content is twice that of the trout. In place number 3, there are the sardines, which have similar contents as herring, but the lowest mercury contamination levels of all fishes. Canned sardines are also a great and convenient way to eat the fish, as they are already cooked, and all you need is just to add some lemon, and you are ready to go. In our first 2 places, are 2 omega-3's winners, with the biggest numbers of all, and in comparison, with the trout, they can be 3 times richer. The second place is occupied by the Atlantic mackerel. Remember what I've said before, don't choose the king mackerel, size does matter. Number 1, the golden fish, is the wild-caught salmon, which has around 2.6 grams of omega-3s per 100 grams. To make an opinion about the quantity, the recommended daily allowance is 1.6 grams. The only thing to keep in mind is that the farmed salmon is just bad as the others in the lower part of our top. I hope you've made a clear view now, and that you will include more good fish in your meals, as it is super important for its fats, but also a great source of proteins, with around 20% content, among others necessary nutrients. All you need to take care of is the quality, age, and size. Hope you've liked this video, and if you did, please give us a thumb up, and if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe, and set all your notifications on so you'll not lose anything.